What's going on, guys? Figure I'd do another tips and tricks video. As some of you know, I finally got to maiden the Diabolo Nitro and it went pretty well. Um, I had one issue before I got to maiden it, so I didn't really get any good flying video. Mainly because I didn't want to fly it too hard because I had an issue right before I finished the heli that prevented me from flying it to my full extent comfortably. So, anyways, the what happened was after I completed the heli, one of the last steps I did was my tail control rod. So when I go to snap the tail control rod onto the tail servo horn, it actually split right here just from the pressure pushing up on it. It wasn't in a bind or anything like that, but it did split, and it split fairly easily. So what I did is I just put I put some extra JB weld on it, and I put like 4 zip ties over top of that metal rod inside the push rod, and I let it cure up 100%, and I sent it. It's not advisable. It's not really safe, so what I'm doing now is I went to the store. Oh, and before I go on, I should say that I've actually heard of someone else splitting one of these tail control rods up here in flight just from the vibrations. He had some vibration issues. I don't know why he had vibrations, but the vibrations caused the tail control rod to split right up here where it glues together. So this tail control rod is not the strongest, and you could have a failure just flying it. Like I said, I just pushed mine on and it snapped. It wasn't in a bind or anything. So today, what I'm doing is I'm modding my tail control rod so I don't have to worry about it breaking in flight, etc. What I did is I went to my local hobby store, Hobby Town, and I picked up this brass tube. It's K&S Precision Metals, part number 8129. You should be able to find it on their website more than likely. It's a 4.76 millimeter hollow brass tube. It comes about this long. This one's been shortened to about 1.5 inches maybe. So I went ahead and I cut 2 pieces of tube. They're probably about 1.1 inches long maybe. And I'm going to put some JB weld up here all the way around the rod and slide this over it and let it cure. And what that will do is it'll beefen up, it'll support this carbon here so the carbon doesn't have any room to flex on the end, and it should prevent this carbon rod from splitting on you and potentially crashing your heli. It's a very simple thing to do. Just get some JB weld, mix up your JB, cut these rods about 1.1 inches long. I use this little saw right here to cut it. You can use a Dremel or whatnot. And then I just filed it flat, and I also rounded the edge off some so it's not sharp. And I'm going to glue it on there, and then I'm going to put a piece of heat shrink on here so you don't see this shiny brass, and it'll be done. So I recommend doing this upgrade. I don't want you to crash your heli because of a tail control rod failure. I think it's an important thing to do. Anyways, I hope that helps. Take care.